I doubled my reading speed in just 3 days, and I think that that is not even the limit. If you want to learn how I did that, keep watching. Hi YouTube. People who have been following my channel for a while know that I love to take advice from books and put that into actual practice. Sadly, I am one of the world's slowest readers alive. So if I want to keep making quality content and have you guys like and subscribe to my channel, I really need to learn how I can devour books. That's why I learned the secrets of speed reading, and in this video I want to share with you what I've learned for the past few days. I will talk about the actual mechanisms that stop you from reading super fast. I will tell you all the things that you can do to train yourself to become a better reader, but I will also share with you one secret that has helped me to double my reading speed. If you want to start improving your reading speed, the first thing you need to do is know what your current reading speed is. For that purpose, there are a lot of websites online. If you just Google for a reading speed test, there are countless of pages where you can simply read a text and then click on a button when you're finished, and that website will give you the exact number of words that you were able to read in a given of time. That is usually shown in the metric WPM, so words per minute. I did this a couple of times, and the first time I did it at 247 words per minute, and the second time at 237 words per minute, which is below average. So this is a beautiful example showing that I'm an absolutely horrible reader by myself, or at least I was. So what are the mechanisms of reading? There are 3 mechanisms that have a main impact. The first one is subvocalization. Something that happens for almost everyone that reads is that we actually hear a voice, our own voice or someone else's voice in our head, literally speaking or saying out the words that we're trying to read. The reason for that is that that was the way that we learned how to read as well. So reading and speaking and reading out loud were always the ways in which we were taught to read. Now, there are some times where you don't really mind. For instance, if you have read the book Mythos by Stephen Fry, I really cannot stop myself from hearing his voice reading the lines out loud, and I think that actually makes it an even better experience for me.
These days, the origin of the universe is explained by proposing a Big Bang. A single event that instantly brought into being all the matter from which everything and everyone are made.
So, like I said, in certain situations you might not even want to stop that, but in that case you're not trying to get the most information in the lowest amount of time, but you're just trying to enjoy and relax, and that's also fine. But the subvocalization is actually stopping you from reading faster, and that is partially linked to the speed at which we can speak. So our speaking speed on average is 110 words per minute, which can go up to around a maximum of 250 words per minute. So that means that at best, if you wanted to speak, you could speak 250 words per minute. So if we do this subvocalization constantly, that means that that is where we cap, basically. We cannot read faster than the level at which we could hypothetically speak these words. The second point that you need to think about if you want to understand the mechanisms that limit your reading speed is something called the field of view or peripheral view. So how you look at words is actually, or how you look at everything basically, is there is a small point of focus at the center of your field of view, and everything around that becomes a little bit blurry. So one thing that you can do to understand it is if you would focus exactly on my nose in the middle, you would still be able to see my fingers on the left and right? And you can also see if I would point up 2 or 3 fingers, you can see the changes, but you're not focused on that point. So how we have been taught to read words is by looking at every word with the focus point. Now, I think you do understand that we're not looking at every letter by letter and then forming the word. We're looking at the word, and from the peripheral view we can see all the letters and make the pattern connect to what the meaning is. But the peripheral view or your field of view is something that can be trained and expanded. So you can actually recognize more letters at the same time. So potentially even 2, 3, 4 words at the same time. So you don't have to look at every single word to understand the meaning of the 4 words together. And the third mechanism that is at play is the movement of your eyes. So I try to record my eye movement while reading a short piece of text, and I will put that somewhere here so that you can see. You see that eyes are not moving steadily, but they're actually jumping from point to point. And that is a very well established mechanism of the eye. And what also happens when you're tired is that your eye is not moving in a straight line, but it will jump back. And this kind of discrete jumping of the eye can hinder you and can limit you in your reading speed. So to summarize, we have 3 mechanisms that stop you from reading fast, which is subvocalization, the voice in your head that you hear when you read words. Second is the peripheral view, how many words at a time can you actually see and understand. And the third one is the movement of your eye. So the faster and the more direct you can move your eye, the faster you can also get in new information and read faster. So how can you tackle this? There are a couple of methods that you can use to actually train yourself to become better at these things, and also things that can help you to make it easier for you to capture more words at the same time. The main techniques that you could use that are very common are using a pointer, so to guide your eye. There are 2 things there. Is you will actually prevent your eye from backtracking by using your finger to point with the lines. And the second is you can actually give the pace. And by giving the pace, you're increasing the speed of the movement of your eye. And also, because it's so fast, you kind of suppress yourself to subvocalize the text. The faster it goes, the more impossible it becomes to subvocalize. At a certain point, you just stop doing it. And then the second technique that you can use is try to train your peripheral vision. So as I said, if you look at my nose and you look at the fingers here, when am I changing my fingers? There are actual trainings you can do for that. Hard copy as well as digital. For digital, there are a lot of apps that you can use to train. Let's say, look at the center and then see when something changes at the sides, and then they will move it further and further out until you cannot see it anymore, and then they'll bring it back a little. So that way you can really train how much you can see in your peripheral view. And these 2 techniques are very common. There are plenty of apps out there that you can use to train these things. And what I did for the past 3 days was I downloaded this app, and every day I tried to practice that. Luckily, according to the app, you only have to do it 10 minutes, so it wasn't that huge of a time investment. And I think you can see the proper app will also show you your progress, so how much you track. I've seemed to improve on every one of those markers. So I think it's a nice way to keep busy with that, let's say. But that is not even the secret that I learned that really helped me double my reading speed. So I think this is something that you can do to even increase it more. But there is just a very simple secret that seems so obvious now that I know all these mechanisms that instantly doubled my reading speed, and I will share that secret with you. So what I did was I started using a digital help for reading. And in this case, I used Swift Read. And there are plenty of similar apps or websites even that can help you do that. But what it does, you can copy paste the text in it, or you can use it as a plugin on different websites. And it will basically, to use the mechanism of the pointer, it will show you word by word at a given word per minute rate. And it will also help you focus on specific letters in the word, so that you only need to look at that letter and your peripheral view will capture the rest. And because it is at this given pace, you don't have to think about it anymore. And the super surprising thing is that you do still understand what it said. So with that method, I was able to read text all of a sudden at 500 words per minute, sometimes even 600 words per minute, depending on the complexity of that text. So what I would like to do now is to give you a really concrete example. I would put on screen a piece of text, And I want you to try and read that at your normal pace. I know that you are now primed to read as fast as you can, but just try to read it as a pace that you normally would, and I will put it on screen the amount of time that would correspond to 500 words per minute reading speed. Let's see how far you get. And then afterwards I will show a similar text, but then using this method as I described before. So good luck. So if you were able to read this within the time, congratulations, you are already reading at 500 words per minute, which is insane. I was definitely not able to do that. Like I said, I was below half of that reading speed. What can I say? I'm a slow reader. I guess I was born that way. Now try to read the text, which is a different text, so you cannot use the fact that you pre-read it, using the method from Swift Read. Here we go. If you were able to read and understand the text this time, then congratulations, you just read a text at 500 words per minute, which is considered to be a really good reading speed. If you were not able to do that, I would suggest just to try and download the plugin. First try to get your base reading speed, and then try to download the plugin and play around and see what you can do to improve it. So what this even also allows you to do is to increase the number of words that you see at one time. So maybe your peripheral vision is good, but you need more time to look at the words, so you could potentially show 2 words at the same time and have them on screen longer. That also works fine. I just wanted to give this very basic functionality to show you how that works. Guys, let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you, and don't worry, with this new capabilities I am able to read all your comments, so don't be shy. If you like this video, give me a like and make sure you're subscribed for more content, but above all, have a nice day.